Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and everybody else watching. We are back with another Commadtary. This is a very impromptu Commadtary. Not that my other ones aren't, but this one is basically just me more so reacting to a film than trying to review it. This movie, The Substance, has been the talk of the town, so to speak, in terms of very openly critical Hollywood movies that serve to provide a spectacle that covers up non-existent criticism of much darker, deeper shit going on in Hollywood. So it's great. You know what? I love it. 10 out of 10. It covers up things that it doesn't criticize or things it obfuscates very well. It's a very good op. Great op, guys. Good job. I'll give you a pat on the back for this. But for real, this movie is supposed to be very good. I've watched the first 10 minutes or so of it, and I, upon watching those 10 minutes, was like, okay, I've got to do a commentary on this right now. I'm a fan of David Cronenberg, and this movie obviously takes inspiration from his works. If you haven't seen them, what's wrong with you? Go watch them. They're terrific. The opening scene here, we have an egg being injected with some kind of green reanimator ooze, and it causes it to undergo some kind of meiosis and transform into a double-yolked egg, which is supposed to be a sign of good luck. That's something that should be mentioned, is if you crack open an egg and there's two yolks, you've just eaten the tiny little souls of a twin chicken. So you get double the nutrients, you get double the spiritual nourishment from that as a predator, which we all are. And of course they look like eyes, that goes without saying, but what I love about this scene is it sort of creepifies the image of a simple egg, a benign food source we all depend upon, not just in the West, but in fact in the East as well. Both hemispheres of the Earth depend on eggs. Isn't that interesting? It's not really, because they're just dense sources of decent quality protein. Depending on what the chickens ate. If the chickens are eating plastic, you're going to have plastic eggs, which is what we all have. But that bullshit aside, the opening scene of this is terrific. We've got this star, this Hollywood Walk of Fame star for Elizabeth Sparkle, and there she is standing on it. It's her 15 minutes of fame, 15 minutes of vampiric indulgence. Everybody's avoiding the star, they're respecting it, they're kissing it, they're prostrating themselves before it. And as time goes by, oh look, a maple leaf. Isn't that interesting? As soon as the maple leaf touches the star, it cracks. Are Canadians trying to subvert the US? Comment below. Point is that celebrity wears out. People move on to other things. The procession of worshipable vessels for ancient gods is a very rapid one. It makes things very obvious and very pathetic, because all those gods, all those entities are very pathetic. I would rather be an atheist till my dying days and be consigned to the black void of nothingness than be consigned to worship any of these fucking things that we're supposed to worship. I mean, this guy drops his burger. I love how he picks it up. Like, dude, just let it go. How much did you pay for that burger? I guess if you're buying it in LA, you paid $40 for it. And I love how he half-assedly tries to wipe it off. And, of course, has to be said, the ketchup looks like blood. There's blood on these stars. Kind of goes without saying. Blood and gold. And then, of course, here's our main character, who's been forced into this kind of yoga bullshit to aggressively maintain her celebrity career. And there's nothing in this that is anything... it's not blatantly or directly connected to, like, femininity. Because I think you could criticize this movie by saying, oh, it's I don't know, it's oversimplifying, or it's it's reducing the idea of feminine power to some kind of commodified Hollywood thing. Hollywood does that, first of all. Second of all, this is how she's preserving her career, this character. And she looks pretty damn good. You know, if I was her age, I'd be like, okay, here's a woman I could marry. She's my age, she's fit, she's got a career. That's great. No criticism. But in the movie's context, she's part of a system that is eternally critical. It's an overdone kind of hyper criticism of not just the feminine form, but the male form, everybody's form. And what's great about this scene is she's walking past all these posters, and she's really existing in a kind of hell. Red ceilings, orange walls, and you'll notice that the carpet on the floor has a pattern that's very similar to the pattern of the carpet in The Shining by Stephen King. And then she's like, oh, I have to take a piss or something. Oh, that bathroom's out of service. Well, I'll go to the men's room. There's nobody else here. Why not? And this bathroom, very importantly, is exactly the same as the Shining bathroom in terms of its use of red and white. It's like a giant mouth. And as if to over-exaggerate that, which this movie does a lot, this movie is not subtle or serious about a lot of things. It over-exaggerates the mouth metaphor by having our douchebag Hollywood producer guy taking a piss on his phone. He walks up to the urinal and all we see is his mouth, and we only see one of his eyes in focus. He's like this cyclops running his mouth. This leftover giant that didn't get killed by the flood cleanse of God, and he's clung on like a tick or a parasite or some kind of, leftover effluent. And again, this movie's not meant to be serious. I have to make that clear at the outset. This movie does it for itself. I don't really have to, but I feel like I have to for my own benefit while I commentate on it, because I'm approaching the point where I don't know what's going to happen. This movie is not serious, but the cinematography of it and the construction of its scenes are still done artfully, which is what makes it interesting. What makes this movie worth watching is that it is not just a different take on this type of Hollywood commodification of the human form. It is trying to do something artful and interesting visually while it does that, which is what makes it interesting. And again, even the name Elizabeth, like, Queen Elizabeth just died. I don't know, think of that what you will. We have a quick shot of a fly on the back of a guy's neck, very gross and creepy. And then we have an even grosser, creepier scene where he's eating shrimp, eating parasites. Parasite eaters are the worst, guys. They're terrible. Let's kill them all. Let's genocide them. I'm sure society will be better if we do that. Anyway, what this guy's doing is he's just consuming, and he's checking out the waitress's ass there. He's got this nasty ass, greasy ass coat on, this suit that looks like the worst. What are those shapes? Fooglies? I'm thinking of Floop's Fooglies from like Spy Kids. It's because of the snap zooms and the fisheye kind of perspective. There's a lot of that in Spy Kids. The point is, this guy has this gauche fashion on because his attitude is also gauche, and of course he's schmoozing with people. He calls this guy it sounds like he calls him a mensch, but that's not what he says. He says I'm a mess, you're a genius. And then this fly here, I love this image. It's very Aeon Flux. She's staring down at it. Flies are a symbol of death, even though they don't kill anything. They just eat the dead shit that none of us want to have around. Wouldn't it be terrible if flies didn't exist? Then dead things would be around a lot longer, and piles of shit would be around a lot longer. Flies are a little biological robot that is supposed to clean up reality. They're actually quite necessary. Holy shit, this chick just got hit by a car. Okay, well. Damn. I was in a car crash when I was a kid. It's not very fun. I was like 3 or 4, and I still remember it. Horrifying thing. Makes me hate driving to this day. I can drive, when I have to, but I don't enjoy it. And of course now she's at the hospital and they're saying, "You were already an old bitch and didn't have any ovaries left. You never got a husband because you thought Hollywood would be your husband. Now you're even more fucked and we're kind of low-key laughing at you." And this doctor with his cold, creepy blue eyes, he's like, "The Führer has deemed you to be genetic effluent. We will now send you into the grinder. You will be ground up and your biological mass will be used as feed for the slaves." Oh, God, and this guy grabs her. Oh, he's got a skin condition, though. Ooh, Jesus. He's like, "I want to eat your spine. I'm an illithid." All doctors want to subtly suck your soul out of your piss, your shit, your skin, your eyebrows, everything. We want to look at you and analyze you and dissect you. Ooh, I'm pinching your spine. What he's really doing is he's evaluating her for a candidacy for this creepy drug this whole movie is based on. And she's got this yellow jacket. It's very pastel, very monochrome. The jacket stands out in that scene. Again, brief scene of him walking away. Beautiful that the yellow of her jacket shines the way it does. Very, very good use of color in this. Makes her very obvious, but also it's interesting. And there we go, of course. Again, they're making fun of they're making fun of the premise of their own movie by labeling the little needle they gave her as the substance. And then, of course, we have a blatant soy boy guy who's like, "Oh my God, sit on my face, I love you. I've licked your star on the..." Oh my God. This is like everybody's worst nightmare, male or female, is this person coming back to you. If you're a guy and it's a woman, it's equally creepy. Holy fuck, imagine this. Imagine some girl coming at you 30 years after high school and acting like this guy. Good Lord. What a nightmare. Oh, God. And he's being too self-deprecating. He has no testosterone. He's a complete drone. He's a complete idiot. She's not impressed. She's feeling awkward and probably a little bit creeped out. Maybe even threatened. It's like, this is the type of guy who'll put a camera in your toilet. You don't want to be with this guy ever. He drops the number. Hands it to her and it's like covered in shit. Oh my God, man. Whoa. This is like if Antiviral was tonally swapped. Like the Brandon Cronenberg movie Antiviral, one of my favorite movies. If you just changed the tone to be the opposite of what it is, but you kept the Cronenberg creepy critique of celebrity, you'd get this movie, which is the main reason rather, that I knew I needed to see it and I needed to do a commentary on it. And so I'm doing it while I watch it. Again, I haven't seen this. I've actually never seen this. This is me reacting raw and uncut. WWE. Madman reacts raw to a shitty movie that he knows the premise of already. Isn't that entertaining to you? Like and subscribe. Again, she looks great for her age. She looks better than 99% of women who are her age, but she's not satisfied with it. Oh, God. Okay, here comes the Cronenberg Videodrome fucking thing. Yeah. Stem cells, science. It's interesting to me that science sounds a lot like seance. If you just pause for a minute and you consider that the term science is phonically similar to seance, and that science depends upon building upon the works of the dead, of other scientists, just like poetry, just like literature, just like industry, engineering, anything. it's the fact that science calls itself science. It's kind of a subtle admission that its practitioners are drawing a lot from the dead. Maybe too much. Maybe so much that the dead are kind of pulling the living down to their level. Maybe that's not a good thing. I don't know. Ooh, spear that olive. Oh god, there's like red detritus. Oh, and it shows her back. She looks like a fucking lizard. Jesus. The shots in this are so quick. It's like a YTP. Fucking hell. It's hard to criticize this. But don't worry, I'm up for the task. You can make your movies very fast, and I'll still be able to criticize them. Her back is the horrifying Shoggoth. Oh god, now she's succumbing to bulimia. Come on, man. Jesus. Look at what you have. Look at her house. Can you imagine owning this? Most people don't even have a dream to own something like this. She's unsatisfied with just retiring? For fuck's sake, what have you blown all your money? You've blown enough executives to get to this point, I'm sure. How are you unsatisfied? It's just the addiction to money and luxury. It's so fucking toxic. It's poisonous. Good God, man. You don't have to be Ted Kaczynski and live in a cabin and eat tree bark, but you also don't have to be this chick. Like, holy shit. It's so fucked up. Oh, the Cinderella Hourglass I got at Disneyland, which is just an indoctrination camp. Disneyland is the concentration camp of the States that indoctrinates children and their parents to obsess over material gain. She throws it, and oh, she's very accurate. Oh, the golden liquid jizzes down her face. Ooh. Oh, and she's gonna fish it out of the trash. There it is. The adrenochrome, the stem cells, whatever the fuck it is. There it is. Ugh. It's a USB stick. What's great is the substance isn't actually the literal substance. It's the digital incarnation of the means to order it. And of course, her lamp in that shot a second ago was a nice orange cube. Very interesting that it's a cube. Almost like there's a force trying to download the consciousnesses of people on this planet into some sort of server. Good luck trying to do that. Most people are skeptical as fuck about normal things. Imagine trying to sell them that. Good luck. It's probably not going to work. Oh, we got a titty shot here. Very nice. Oh, she's got some overweight chick vacuuming her apartment. Cleaning up after her. Can't clean up after yourself? You're less than a child. You're a dog. You're an animal. If you can't clean your own living space, you're a fucking subhuman. Kill yourself. Oh, my living space is too big. I have to hire cleaners. It shouldn't be that big. Nobody needs that much space. The space itself is possessing you. You are a possession of your possessions, you moron. Ooh, black envelope. I'm sure there's nothing ominous about that. Oh, it's just a number. God damn, so many scenes in this are straight up Cronenberg or Brandon Cronenberg. They're very cryptic and creepy. God damn. Who would want to live in a hot climate also? You're insane if you want to live in a hot climate. I want my skin to be fried by radiation. It's worth it for the free fruit off the trees. Homeless people don't die. I want them to die. I want winter to be -40 and kill everyone. Fuck them. Why would anybody want to live in this boiling hot surface of Mars, war-dependent hell society? Why would anybody want to live there? If you have half a fucking brain, you'll move to the coldest part of Earth immediately. Why would you want to live here? It's fucking insane. It's so much easier to warm up when you're cold than it is to cool down when you're hot. It takes less energy, less effort. God, just people, man. People make me want to not be here. That's why I love movies like this, because everybody in the movie is a doomed idiot. I'm taking on the mantle of Antoine Chigurh for this review.
I love this film because the people in it are all worthy of their fates. Karma actually exercises itself accurately. It kills everyone in the exact way they should be killed. I don't even have to exist in the movie. Look, she's crawling under the door. She's totally cucked.
I love it. It's a great fantasy. It doesn't delete my actual real anger in any way, but it does distract it for a while. Very cool, guys. Very cool effort. But you're going to have to do better than that. You're going to have to keep doing better. Or I'm going to do better. Ooh, it's like an anti-cockroach or an anti-bug poster on the wall. It's a very quick shot there. Now she's in a Portal 2 room. She's going to get a tutorial about how to teleport herself through the Portal 2 levels.
Greetings, I am Portal 2 Robot. I will tell you how to portal your way through reality. I am your artificial Virgil. Too bad the real Virgil is so sickened by the nature of reality that he refused to do his job. He would rather just be in hell. So we had to replace him with robots. That's how bad things have gotten in reality. Congratulations. You're in the end times.
Oh my god, man. There's a pair of scissors next to it. Fucking hell.
Ooh.
Again, these scenes in particular for unpacking this, these are straight up Cronenberg or David Cronenberg, his son. They're great.
If you want to be a sexual switch, use this tube.
Food Matrix for other self. Oh my god, man. God damn. The people who think they're going to upload themselves or have Neuralink implanted in their brains are hyper idiots. They're not just the next generation of normal idiots. Their idiocy has been enhanced. It's hyper idiocy. It's enthrallment on a scale that is totally unprecedented. See, she's even got a nice ass. I wouldn't even mind. Not going to say anything more specific, but I wouldn't even mind. She's an older woman, but she's in good shape. Good for her. Is that not enough for you? How is that not enough? What is wrong with you if you're that hypnotized by the fake Hollywood idea that you'll be young forever? You're not Methuselah. You're not a vampire. You're a human being. It's so fucked, man. It's so insane.
Don't take the reanimator serum. Jeffrey Combs will burst through the door.
What was I supposed to say, Dan? Cat dead, details later? Holy shit, Reanimator's so good. We gotta do a commentary on that. It's basically the same tone as this movie. The green juice. Ninja Mutant Turtles juice. It's the same stuff. And this movie, I feel like the creators were like, well, we'll sidestep criticism by making it so outlandish that no one can criticize it on its outlandishness because we've been so open about it. And it's like, well, no, anything and everything deserves criticism. But I'm not going to criticize this movie. This is great. This is too much fun. It's another way they sidestep criticism, is this movie's just too much damn fun.
I won't kill you because you're just too much fun.
Come on, inject it. Let's get this over with. Get on with it. This is really like a long Eon Flux episode. Like, Eon, I've invented a serum. Surely you will be curious about its effects. It's based on a scientific society, my society, where we experiment on our own people before our enemies can. And in that way, we maintain a constant advantage over them, except our citizens get unhappy. And if we were playing a game of Civilization 5, our citizens might get so unhappy they would rebel, but likely they won't. They're too stupid. In any case, we've developed this serum. I hope you'll take it, Eon. Eon Flux is a dark-haired woman. This is like the temptation of Eve, temptation of Eon. Except Adam was the snake. Ooh, feminists, use that. There's a casting off point for your ships. Why don't you use that? Oh God, it's like Exorcism of Emily Rose. Woo! You were nice before this. I like this actress. She's in good shape. The actual actress and the character. What the fuck is wrong with her? Again, just excessive adherence to the Hollywood mythology. The Hollywood, which is the wood they made wands out of. Magicians and witches used branches of holly to make wands. Look it up. I'm not bullshitting you. Hollywood is named because the people who live there are proprietors of illusion. They're snake oil salesmen. They're magicians. They use wands of Hollywood to cast their spells. Oh God, her eyeball is replicating? Fucking hell. Holy shit. Jesus Christ. Unfortunately, I had this spoiled for me that the new self is birthed from the back. I wish that wasn't the case. It's not necessary. You could have just had it that she reverts to a younger self. But again, this movie is intentionally over the top. It's sort of a self-parody. If you like the Slayer album Rain in Blood, this movie is a lot like that, where it sort of walks the tightrope of self-parody, but it tries to claim that it's not undermining itself by how extreme it is, by how on the nose it is. And, you know, depending on who you are as a viewer, that will be true for you or it won't be. It'll work for you or it won't. And I'm not going to criticize you either way. For me, it works because David Cronenberg films, which this is inspired by, are almost never this blatant. In fact, they're fundamentally not. There might be a scene or two that's this blatant, but for the most part, they're very subdued. They try to seem realistic and creepy, which I prefer. But again, this movie's gotten so much fucking hype that I thought, okay, I've got to at least watch this, and I've probably got to do a commentary on it. So here we are. And oh, she's approaching the mirror. What could she see? It's her younger self, played by a different actress in the film. But what is the cost of this? What's the cost of this constant resurrection? Of you as a person, of your loved ones, of your society? What's the cost of constantly resurrecting your society for, I don't know, millions of years? Thousands? Tens of thousands? Who knows? In this movie's case, it's 7 days. It's a biblical creation myth reference where every 7 days she has to she has to remake this host body of herself. Very creepy metaphor. Ooh, she's got golden shit in her eyeball. You shouldn't have drank that much Goldschlager the previous night. Although I will admit, as a guy, her ass is more appealing. I will admit that. That is a nice ass. It's like an 8 or 9 out of 10. Very good. I'm going by Hollywood standards here. Very high standards in Hollywood. And of course, the movie goes to great lengths to show you that the birthmarks are the same, so it's the same body, it's just a younger version of it. And there's a lot to talk about with this philosophically or religiously, like, occupying the same body as a spirit in the Buddhist sense, like you're sort of subverting samsara, where you're being reborn before you were supposed to. You're logging into the game. You're multi-logging. That's what you're doing. If you're doing this, if you're using adrenochrome or you're using whatever this shit is in this movie's context, you are multi-logging in World of Warcraft. You are playing 2 characters at once. Your one character is comatose, or they're standing at the at some bank or something, right? While your alternate character farms gear for them. That's what this is. This is God, or the Dungeon Master of Reality, discouraging people through a filmmaker from making 2 characters and trying to multi-log. If you're multi-logging in reality, this is the fate that you will suffer. You will become this chick. And she's trying to sew up her own spine. My God. With black thread, too. Black hair, black thread. Great fucking aesthetic to this. God, this is so creepy, man. Holy shit. And then you have black lines and black numbers, black text on the food. She has to inject her host body with food while she romps around in Hollywood. Dear God, who would do this? That's why this movie is so insane. I feel like it leans a little too much on the manner in which it's presented. Like, it's presented in a very hyperbolic way. And Cronenberg films, there would be a lot more character development before this scene. Even the movie Antiviral, which I love. Antiviral is a great example of how to do this type of movie well. The main character experiences, and we as viewers experience with them, a slow descent that makes logical sense based on what happens to the character. In this movie, it's very sensationalized. And I'm sure the excuse that the filmmakers made was, well, it's about Hollywood and sensationalism and blah, 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 and look at her boobs, and oh, boobs. Boobs will make the criticism of this movie go up by 1.5%. In any case, whatever the case, Cronenberg, David Cronenberg, and Brandon Cronenberg, his son, have made better movies than this, because they dare to be serious. Because if everything in reality, or the dominant groups in reality, are telling you, don't be too serious, don't take things too seriously, if you take them too seriously, you're a buzzkill. Oh, you're such a buzzkill. You're such a dork. Don't take things too seriously, or we won't like you. I won't like you if you take things too lightly. Maybe you're a fucking idiot, and you just don't see what's around you, and maybe you should be taking things a little more seriously. And your advice to me to take them less seriously is stupid advice. And I reject it. Because I'm not stupid myself. Reality is not a game that can be played only lightly. There are many players of the game that play it seriously. So the strategy of being quote-unquote cool, playing it cool, playing it, meaning the game, cool, is a hypnosis. It's a means of shutting down your critical mind, of telling you you shouldn't be angry, you shouldn't be confrontational, you shouldn't object to anything. It's Brave New World and 1984. Just read those books. It's not rocket science. Anyone telling you you're being too serious is trying to coax you into being a subservient drone for their words. Don't fall for it. Keep your soul your own. The people in this movie, and the people in a lot of David Cronenberg and Brandon Cronenberg movies, fall into this trap. It's a Dante's Inferno type of scenario where, and it's also it's ancient Greek. It's Orphic. It's you go to hell to try to reclaim some lost thing. For Orpheus, it was his GF that he couldn't let go of because he was a simp. But in a lot of cases, it's you that you're trying to retrieve. You're trying to retrieve a version of yourself from hell or from the past, more accurately, and trying to do so, the very effort of doing so is an invitation to your own damnation, because the past is the past. You can't resurrect the past any more than you can change the future by sheer will. You can only act in the present in a way that is conducive to your own success. And movies like this, thematically, are so great because they portray characters who are so obsessed with resurrecting the past at any cost that they destroy both their present and their future. And you can do this in a myriad of ways. You don't have to be a woman in Hollywood. You don't have to be even a character in a film. You can just be you. So the takeaway from these movies is, unfortunately, a moral, diegetic type of lesson. It's a teacher talking to you. Which for a lot of people that makes movies not fun to watch. I understand that. If you understand, or if you're aware of a message that the movie is trying to teach you, a lot of people are turned off by that. That's fine. That's actually fine. But there are cases where you should pay fucking attention if the movie is good enough. Oh, man. Okay, here's Gauche Suit Man. And he's like, "You're an angel." Of course, hyperbolically, all his stooges sit down behind him. He's smoking a cigarette. His mouth looks like an anus there, blowing smoke. He's blowing smoke out his ass, blah, blah, blah. Very easy to assign the intended interpretations to these visuals. It's not complicated. When he says Isis there, trying to say her name, he says Isis. Oh, isn't that interesting that he says Isis? This crusty, tanned white guy. He's constantly talking about Isis. Isn't that interesting? Wonder what that could mean. I don't know. And she's telling him, because I'm addicted to adrenochrome, I have to be refueled by Haitian smuggled children in Bohemian Grove. So I have to go to Bohemian Grove and eat a Haitian child to refill my blood stores. And he says, "You know what? will work around the sick puppy you need to take care of, aka your soul. Her soul is a sick puppy, a sick dog that needs to be cured by any means necessary. And again, she's dressed like Barbie in this scene. Look, she's got pink glasses on, pink clothes. Man, beautiful. There's nothing I would love more than to be what she is. A Ken doll. I would love to be a Ken doll. Plastic, Pinocchio-esque, a slave, obeying commands. I'd rather go to hell. Send me there right now. Send me there right now. God, Satan, whoever, I'd rather go to hell right now than be a Ken doll. But this chick chose the opposite path. She chose to be a puppet to her own addictions, to Hollywood, etc., you know, palm trees, heat, humidity. God, humid parts of Earth shouldn't be colonized by people. They're so fucking disgusting. They encourage fungal and bacterial growth. And fungus and bacteria have a insidious kind of subtle network of their own consciousnesses that should not be preserved. They should be eradicated, burned in fire. Just like this scene. So now our main character, she's starting to realize the cost of what she's done. Her stuff is running out, and it's not going to be replenished. Oh, she takes off her Chinese dragon robe. Interesting that it's a Chinese robe. Blue with a gold dragon on it. Very interesting. And she's renewing the contract. She's sacrificing herself again. Renewing the sacrifice. What if nobody sacrificed anything? What if we just said collectively, we're not going to make sacrifices to anything ever? What would happen then? What if we all rebelled at once and said, we're tired of sacrifice. Let's not do it. Has anyone ever advanced that idea? Has any culture, religion, or philosophy ever said, hey, sacrifice is demonic, it's evil, it's fucked up. We really shouldn't do it. It's probably not a good idea for people. Has anyone ever asked that question? I'm not even saying it's right. I'm just saying maybe we should ask the question. Maybe we should say to each other, hey, maybe it's not in our best interest to sacrifice to demons who claim to be gods. Because it's really obvious what their claims are. And the unfortunate thing is, you know, you fall prey to people who have been hypnotized by those gods who claim to be gods when they're in fact demons. And you invoke their wrath, sure. But I would rather die invoking their wrath and actually create a better world than, you know, participate in the same bullshit that's been going on for thousands of years. I'd rather it stops. Why don't we stop it? Why don't we say no? It's like when someone wants to fuck you at a bar and you're kind of drunk. And part of you says, hey, maybe I should just fuck this person. And there's a part of you that will say, no, I don't really want to do that. And if you just listen to that part of yourself, that's called your soul. And if you listen, you might save all of humanity. Just by listening to that part of you that says, no, I don't want to be a pawn. I don't want to be a fatted calf. And I don't want anybody around me, friend or foe, to be a fatted calf for society. that eats its own. And that's what this movie's saying. Again, the hyperbole of its visuals, the exaggerated performances, the bright colors, even the colors of this. Look at the colors of this scene. It's a red hallway, totally reminiscent of The Shining, same carpet. We have our corporate guy giving our female main character this gift basket. He's saying, good for you for being a fatted calf. For Trump or Biden or Harris or anybody. For Putin, for Xi Jinping. These are all vampiric faggots that should be strung up on a wooden X. Not a cross, because that didn't exist. It's an X of wood. Like, no. The X is like the word no. Like, no, you shouldn't exist. And Christ, if he existed, was not crucified on a cross. It was an X of wood. Two contrasting planes. That was his death. And he died to communicate to you that you should kill your enemies in the same way. Make an X and nail them to it. And these fucking people who are espousing these ideologies, it's not even materialist. Everybody has to exist in the material world. Everybody has to use material things. We're all consigned to that in this Middle Earth. That's fine. It's hypermaterialism. It's people taking control of other people's perception of themselves and saying, you have to look at yourself in the way that I look at you. You have to judge yourself the way I judge you, as if I'm God. That's the problem. And that's where people go astray. That's where pretty much all of California has gone astray. Pretty much all of California is fucked. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if the U.S. just lets China take it over, not because they have no sympathy for their own people, but because the Chinese will militarily and brutally re-educate the west coast of the U.S. and actually purge it of this satanic shit. There's a chance that'll happen. Again, there's no proof for this. I can't provide you with proof. I'm not some arbiter of truth. I'm just a guy talking about a movie. So, let's rubber band back to the film. Speaking of the film we're watching. So again, there's our main character, and her host corpse is just lying on the bathroom floor. Wouldn't you give your corpse like a Borg regeneration tube or a coffin or something? Like, this is so blatantly vampiric. Like, wouldn't you give your host corpse at least the dignity or else the physical advantage of some kind of regenerative chamber or preservative chamber? Like, even logic doesn't exist in this movie, but that's part of the fun. This movie is a hyperbolic attempt to red pill the masses, and if it was actually trying to be truthful, if it was actually trying to be serious, because we can't be serious. If we're too serious, the normies might rebel. Oh my God. Oh, we don't want that. We can't be serious. We can't tell the truth. If we do, oh, I'm so scared of what will happen if we tell the truth. Oh, the truth is terrifying. That's the mentality of these people who have to hide these messages in artistic expressions. Just fucking tell the truth. Those who aren't ready to hear it need to die. Those who are ready to hear it need to hear it. Now. Not 10 years ago. Not 10 years from now. Now. Just fucking say it. Stop cloaking it in art. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Just tell the truth to everyone now. Right now. You've waited too long. Just say it. Whatever your truth is, if it's wrong, it'll be proven wrong very quickly. If it's right, it'll be proven right very quickly. And unfortunately, there might be those in your family and among your friends who've relied on lies so long that the idea of the truth actually being told terrifies them to the point of either paralysis or desperate defense of the lies that have sustained them. And that's sad. You should pity those people. Don't be angry at them. Don't attack them. Try to help them. They need your help. This is a time in history where this type of shit is supposed to happen. It's just the pendulum of history swinging one way or the other. Those of us who've been here a bunch of times, I've seen this fucking movie 50 times, even though this is my first time seeing it. And maybe one viewer watching this will understand what I'm saying. I've seen this movie play out in reality, because it is reality. It is real. And it will be real again. But we're at a point where you just need to really just fucking say what's on your mind. Take this opportunity to say it. Because if you don't, the window of free speech, while it seems to have been forced open now in November of 2024, it might be forced closed sooner than you think. So say what you need to say now. That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm trying to do. But anyway, enough of that dramatic crap. I've been ranting for a very long time. I appreciate anybody who's actually followed my rant up to this point. Got a nice shot of... Oh, we got some nice ass shots. Yeah, ass is great. Ass is fun. Ass is nice. That's great. But in this scene here, we have our main character, and she's doing the same bullshit aerobics routine. The irony is she's still placating Hollywood. It's just she's more satisfied with her ability to placate Hollywood. She's more impressed with the response to her youthful body because it's a greater response. And again, men are not immune from this too. Men experience the same thing, where physical strength is not a necessity for survival anymore. If you fight someone in an MMA match, it's all show. Even if you're actually stronger than the person, if you're actually more disciplined, if you actually have studied longer and harder, if you've actually put in the hours that the other person hasn't, what matters is the spectacle of it, the visual. What doesn't matter is the competence, is the meritocratic value of your discipline, your self-discipline. Whether you're an MMA fighter or a yoga instructor like this chick, or whatever you are, whether you're a farmer or a gardener or a real estate agent, anything, your meritocratic knowledge is supposed to matter above everything else. And what this Hollywood system of illusion is trying to tell everybody at once, rather hubristically, is that all that matters is the spectacle. We'll turn you into a spectacle. Even if you suck at what you're doing, if you suck our dicks enough, and I mean physical dicks of actual Hollywood executives, then we'll elevate you to the point where you will seem like you are talented. We will give you the illusion of talent, and by virtue of that, we will give your followers the illusion of talent. And don't even get me started on fucking bots that quote unquote view and upvote content. That's a whole other thing. even without that element added to the equation, if people are so desperate to achieve this type of celebrity, they will give up their souls to do it. And I don't think anybody wants them to do it. Straight up, in my deepest, darkest part of my mind, I think even the executives who offer these girls jobs are kind of disgusted. At least some of them, hopefully, are. Hopefully. At least one of them goes, this is my job, but I wish this chick would say no to me. I wish she would say no. Disobey the governor. I wish she would say, no, my soul is not worth this. But so few people say that. It makes you think reality might be a simulation designed to make you specifically aware of this shit, which it isn't. But the spectacle, again, the spectacle of people who are willing to do this type of shit, again, it makes me take reality very seriously. And I don't think that's a bad thing. I think people saying you should just play reality like a jolly game of chess are idiots. Because if there's even an option to play reality that way, why would you want that? You know, are you a chess master? Are you going to win the game every time? Even if that's the case, it would be boring. I think the chess metaphor is played out. I think the black and white checkerboard Masonic metaphor needs to be thrown in the fucking recycle bin and deleted. A new metaphor is needed. And it's not the Hollywood one. Hell no. If we're in some sort of contest about what is going to be the new metaphor for red-pilling aliens or angels or whoever the fuck we are coming down to this planet, if there's a need for a different conception of the struggle, it's not a renewal of that chess metaphor. Chess is fine. Chess is a fun game. Great. I don't even care that computers solved it. Who cares? Computers have solved everything. They will solve everything. For humans, you can't reduce reality to a game and expect people to be automatically moralized by that reduction of their previous conception of reality. You can't expect to serve a person a new interpretation of reality that is so much more reductive than their previous conception, which involves their memories, how they were raised, religions they were exposed to, etc. You can't expect to immediately convert a person, even if they're highly intelligent. Intelligence is not an indicator that someone will accept that type of conversion. You can't rely on that. And this is just like what Hollywood does. It relies on attracting people to it that want celebrity, and they have pre-existing beliefs. And Hollywood goes, well, we're gonna give you something. We're gonna try to attract you with a way of being or a way of existing that is so much better than your previous way of existing that you will discard it in our favor. You will renounce your previous gods and worship us. And this chick has resorted to sucking another guy's blood now to sustain herself. She's seeing words in her mind as she bleeds out of her nose. She's a slave to language. She's a slave to some kind of governor. And she's out of cartridges. Her vape cartridges have run out. She's got to go back to 7-Eleven and buy more. And again, there's lots of nuanced ways you could view this, like, oh, it's your younger self trying to exploit your older self, or blah, blah, blah. This movie is not providing the kinds of opportunities to view its own message that way that other movies do. it's actually just saying this is literally a Jeffrey Combs. It's literally like a remake of Reanimator. That's what it is. And that's fine. I think that's great. I think younger generations need to see this. If they're over 18, they need to see it because they're already exposed to it. Oh my god, and her back is just full of goop. Holy shit. But here's her older self waking up in the blood caves under Buckingham Palace. What a nightmare to wake up here. Just flood the caves. Don't flood the world. Don't burn the world, just burn the caves, burn the underground. I'm speaking to God directly here, because I'm that badass. I can do that. I'm like Enoch. I've walked with God. I know what he wants. I want the same thing. I have to say I agree with him. It's hard not to. I'm just kidding, guys. I'm not serious about any of that crap. But this movie, oh god, her finger.
Ooh, she's got a witch finger. She's got an ape magic finger. She dipped it in mud. And it became a Cro-Magnon magic finger.
Holy shit, this is great. It just keeps going. Oh yeah, sure, you can wash it off. Just wash your hands 50 times. It's like Pilate, Pontius Pilate. I wash my hands of this matter. I wash my hands of this material world. Yeah, good luck with that. Your body's made of it, man. Good luck washing it off. Oh, but this poor woman. She's woken up. She's a clone trying to rebel against the Blade Runner Jeffrey Combs Green Ninja Turtle serum system. Pump it up. And now she's able to use her voice over the phone. And she says, I'm 503. She uses a number. She's
red-pilled about gematria. If you just say what your number is, the angels will come and save you.
As if that's fucking true. As if the angels even fucking exist. Good luck with that. Your witch finger is permanent, bitch. You're effluent. You're damned. You initiated this pact. Because you initiated it, you are damned. Are you not aware of that? And she's not. I'm making assumptions because, again, I'm watching this for the first time. I haven't seen it. Holy fuck, this is a long-ass movie. 2 hours, 21 minutes? God damn. Okay, we're not even halfway through this. Alright, let's try to pay more attention to the movie. I'll try to rant a little less. Ooh. Watch out, guys. She's got her motorcycle helmet. She's about to get badass. She's vacuuming with her witch thumb. Now she's taken on the role of her Hispanic caretaker. Isn't that interesting? She's been forced into the role of the cleaning lady. Ooh, who's taking over her show? It's her young ass. Ooh.
Who's going to be huffing the braps of those yoga instructors? It's going to be young guys who would never huff your braps. You've been outmoded. You've been outcompeted. Oh my God. Oh, it's such a scandal.
I'm becoming Churchill. It's such a scandal. The British women have been outdone by German eugenics women, and we will have to destroy their whole country because our women are unsatisfied and we're totally subservient to their will. Oh my god. Speaking of being subservient to women, here's our soy boy guy. Here he is. He's so happy. She's like, you're the last guy I want to see right now. God damn. What a jackass.
Come on, don't be shy. My Reddit karma is 500,000. You can judge my personality by my Reddit karma.
Holy shit. He's in the apartment across from her. Oh my god, man. What more of an indicator do you need that you're in hell? Like a This is a great comedy, man. Holy shit. Oh my god. I didn't expect to find this so funny. it's it's a much better dark comedy than a lot of David Cronenberg and Brandon Cronenberg movies are. God damn, man. Oh my god. Holy shit. Looking over her shoulder after she picks up her mail. Come the fuck on. Holy shit. It's so fucking stupid. Ooh, now is the old crone behind her gonna offer her some feminine wisdom? Oh, interesting. Takes off her gloves. Ooh. Oh, that artificial smile. Ugh. It's why I hate waitresses. I don't hate their profession, but but here's a guy. Has he been through the same thing? 7 days. 7 days. Oh, he's got the mark on his hand, the mark of Cain. Oh, I never thought about that. So there's a biblical notion that Cain killed his brother, and he was forever marked by God. And maybe that scar on the hand is a kind of mark. Maybe that's the case. Who knows? This movie and its narrative about trying to aggressively maintain youthfulness, maybe the mark of Cain figures into it. Because they all have that on their right hand. It's like a scar or a bug bite. Some kind of mark. It gets harder that you still deserve to exist. And again, this is Cronenberg cranked up to 11. It's very melodramatic. In my opinion, it's not the best way to do this type of movie. I wish it had been done with more seriousness. But, we can't be too serious. I like that. I like that this movie isn't that serious. That's better. You're getting closer to the point. You should just tell everybody the truth. Tell everybody what's really going on instead of trying to hide it. And let those of us who are unwilling to live within the truth to die. Because we're going to die anyway. We weren't going to evolve up to it. We weren't going to adapt to the truth. That was never going to happen. That was a pipe dream fantasy. And I'm one of those people, if I have to die, I'm happy to die. Not for a country, but for an idea. And the idea is simply the truth about everything. About humanity, its origins, everything. Just let it go. Let it out. If we are marked to die, we are enough to do our country loss. But if to live, the fewer men, the greater share of honor. Henry V. Ugh, that witch finger. Ugh.
She's sitting on the toilet, guys. Is she gonna take a poo-poo? We gonna get to see it? Oh no, she's on her phone. False alarm. I don't get to see anything.
And finally now she's exploiting the soy boy. She's like, oh, you're willing to be my thrall. Okay. I'm desperate enough that I need a thrall, so I'm going to pick you. If you're ever in that position, and you might find yourself in that position, regardless of whether you intended it or not, you should fuck over the woman asking you to help her in every case. Cut her off. Fuck her over in every case. Don't just deny her help. Actively try to fuck up what she's doing, because if she's that desperate, she is using you, or trying to use you. And she, in turn, should be used by you. Better than she tried to use you. Turn it upside down, or, better yet, better put, reverse the language, turn it backwards. When you're in that position, turn the language backwards. Turn your opinion, your adherence to her beauty backwards. And let her rot. Make her rot if you can. Because that's balance. That's karma. It's not evil. It's not revenge. It's balance. And when the powers that be have been in power so long that they have been able to restrict or resist the advent of rebalancing, that is not a good thing for anybody. People in power for a long time always display some characteristic of, like, oh, I'm above karma, I'm above retribution, I'm above revenge, I'm above anybody opposing me for anything I've done. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about even gender-specific things. Any situation, whether it's between cultures or nations or whatever, if there's a situation where a culture or a person has been jacking themselves off publicly and expecting to be congratulated for having an orgasm, you need to tell them that's not that big of a fucking deal. You're not above judgment. That's your duty as a human being. Because if you were doing that, you would expect to be bullied. You would expect to be criticized. You would expect to be subject to criticism. Even if it's polite criticism, right? And it should be polite. It should not be violent. I want to make that very clear. But it should be critical. God, look at her putting makeup on. Watching the clock, putting lipstick on. It's so sad, man. Puts on the yellow jacket. The King in Yellow by Robert W. Chambers. You should all read that. I feel like that's what this movie's summoning up. The King in Yellow. Doesn't have to be a literal king. The monarch in yellow. Ooh. Oh, her face in the doorknob. God, that's so corny, man. That's so fucking corny. This actress. I'm ashamed to say I don't know her name, but her performance in this is so good. It is incredible. She's amazing. God damn. It's like a demon trying to tear itself out of its own bounds. You got this guy bent over with blue lights. Blue lights over his head. Is that her? Oh, it is. Okay, it's her. Hey, that chicken looks tasty, man. I'm hungry right now. I could eat that chicken. Ah, you should have eaten the chicken, not the pie. But her doppelganger is running around being sexy. Can't allow that to happen. Can't allow those juicy asses to be portrayed and shown to everybody watching. Oh, ah. Ooh, too bad you're mutating, you dumb bitch. Turning into a Shoggoth. Ooh. Director said he saw something. He saw you mutating into a Shoggoth. Lovecraft is coming. Cthulhu is coming for you. He's coming to extract the price of your eternal youth. You dumb bitch. Ooh, yep. Yeah, rewind the ass. Let's see it. Frame by frame, they're gonna see it. We have cameras now. Cthulhu, we can see you. Ooh, what is it? Ooh, are they gonna see it? Fuck, this is good. This is good tension. God damn. Again, I've never seen this. Very good tension building in this part of this movie. She's inspecting her ass, like, oh. Do I have a zit? God forbid. Oh no, it's a Cthulhuoid. It's an alien parasite. Stupid bitch. Oh yeah, dig into your belly button, that'll help. Oh, it's a Stargate. It's actually a gateway. The belly button's actually a sacred gateway into the belly chakra. If you just stick your fingers in there, you'll definitely solve the puzzle. So fucking stupid. Oh my god, she's pulling out the fucking Ark of the Covenant. What's she pulling out? It's a corn cob that was stuck in there from Thanksgiving. It was in your belly button anus. People take this shit seriously. That's what you have to understand. People actually believe this type of shit. Can you believe that? Hope you don't. Oh, look, it's Howard Hughes' masturbation station with fully eaten chicken. Oh my god, you've sucked the bones off that. God damn. This chicken suck. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say, based on this chicken bone, this chicken really suck. Like those palm trees, she could suck the whole length of that palm tree. Miss me with that shit. Go fuck yourself. Fuck off. Ooh, it's been cancelled because you had a Lovecraftian ass cheek mutation, my dear. Where is the movie going to go from this? Where are we at? What are we at time-wise? We're at 1 hour and 20 minutes. God damn. There's another hour left. Holy shit. Okay, so she's walking in here like Katy Perry, saying, I'll be the fake Eve for the incel generation. And this greasy-ass guy, it's the same motherfucker, is like, you can't have an ass cheek mutation on live TV. We started at 42. That's the number that the computer of Earth is supposed to give to the aliens to solve the equation, okay? Have you read Douglas Adams' books? Have you read Hitchhiker's Guide? Cry all you want. I'm gonna fucking kill you. God, the false excitement in this. It's vomit inducing. It's so fucking nauseating, man. Just makes me want to puke up my guts for the rest of my life. As if that would help. As if cleansing yourself will cleanse you of parasites like this. Parasites like this are linguistic. They're mental. They're not physical. The easy fake out is that you can take wormwood and get rid of them. It's mental, not physical. That's the big secret. If you want to know the real secret, you are infected with a parasite called language. And if you don't rebel against it, it will control you and everybody you love. And you have the capability to rebel against language. You have the ability to do that. It is very difficult to access, to understand, to utilize. It's very difficult. Some of you are already doing it instinctually, but you don't know you're doing it. You should know you're doing it because it'll make it stronger. As movies like this are trying to tell you. Movies like this and David Cronenberg and Brandon Cronenberg's movies are trying to tell you. Language can be a useful symbiotic element in your cognition. It can be something that helps you and helps the people that you love, but only if you are aware of your involvement in its attempt or attempts to enthrall you. And it's not a parasite, it's not a physical thing. That's the insidious thing. It's not something that you can expunge with wormwood or black walnut. It's not something that this movie is visually trying to traffic in for horror points. It's something that you have to come to your own control of, and you have to do it of your own accord, and there's no guide that I can give you other than this knowledge. I can only tell you that language is trying to control you. Maybe you like language. Maybe you like the aims it has. So be it. That's fine. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with obeying language. But if you don't like it, you do have the ability to rebel effectively against it. And you need to know that. If I've said nothing else relevant in my life, I hope that that proclamation is received by somebody. Because if you really don't believe that, you will be a dog, subservient to the commands of language. You will be a drone, a golem, a goyim. You will be those things. And rebellion is not something that you can do in your own way. You have to do it a specific way. You have to specifically attack the part of your own mind that has fucked you. And you know what that part is. Anger, in a man's case, will tell you or hint at you what the part of you that is not you is. And just like this scene, this poor character, this poor woman, she's trying to lift up a leg that is possessed. It's rotting. And it's not hers anymore. It's fallen out of her control. It's now under the control of language. Specifically, in this movie's context, it's Hollywood's language. It's the language of eternal youth. And because she's refused the adrenochrome temptation, she is now expelled from that false Garden of Eden of, oh, well, we're all trying to make ourselves young forever. We're trying to make it so that we never die because we're so afraid of death, because we're so ignorant and retarded and stupid and fearful that the fear of death makes us hurt those who are still alive. And despite whatever narratives we tell about family lineage or health or help or anything, we are still so scared of death that we don't have the ability to transcend our own fear of it. We're cowards. And the person who can confront death, who can say, I don't care if I die for what I believe, that person inherits the world, and the rest are cowardly demons that get expelled. They get flushed down the fucking toilet. And it might be your parents, might be your friends. I'm not saying it is. That's a very schizo thing to say. I want to make it clear. But the point that this movie's making is that there are people who will be hypnotized by the Hollywood system, just like there are people who will be hypnotized by materialism, by matter, by reality, and they will enact the will of whatever they're hypnotized by. That's, oh God, this is a very Cronenberg scene with her cooking like 15 chickens. She's like, I'll be a good mother, I'll cook 5,000 meals, and that'll get him back. That'll get him back to me. I'd rather starve to death in a gutter and die than be served meals by this fucking hag. And again, this chick, this younger version of herself, is on TV, and there's a contrast between her exposure to the bright lights of celebrity and the exposure of heat and light to meat that cooks it. It's almost like the movie is screaming at you that women are getting cooked by Hollywood, and men, you and me and everybody else, needs to storm Hollywood and slit some throats. Because this is the type of shit that they are allowing to happen, and more than that, they're encouraging it. They want our women to be cooked, literally and figuratively. They will cook them mentally and then cook them physically. And if we don't rebel against it, we are fucked. That's just some Donald Trump shit, guys. I don't believe in any of that. I've been watching a lot of Donald Trump videos lately, and you know what? I feel kind of sick in the head. I feel kind of mentally. I feel like I have to maybe take a breath, and I feel like I need to listen to my body for a minute, see what it's telling me. Because I don't think I mean what I just said to you. I think I was just possessed by something. I'm sorry, guys. Let's go back to the movie. So again, we have this witch woman rebelling against the basically the younger version of herself, but oh god, ooh. I mean, you gotta gut a chicken, but woo. Oh god, the grins, these people, man. It's so insidious. It's so... It tempts you to forego everything for it. Ooh, blend those eggs. Again, this... David Cronenberg or Brandon Cronenberg would never have gone this crazy with this shit. But given the political and social tone of the times, I'm not surprised that filmmakers are kind of removing restrictions from their their movies in general. I mean, this is, again, she's like me. She's like, say it, tell the truth, tell them what it is. Tell them it's adrenochrome. Tell them you're sacrificing older people. Tell them what you're doing. The insanity of the person who knows the truth. Oh, she's using the egg goop to pin the news articles up. Oh my god, that's great, man. Holy shit. This makes me side with the witch. This is crypto witch support. This is people saying, if you've dismissed the figure of the wise woman in history, if you've dismissed the figure of the witch, you might have dismissed something that may have been your ally, even if you're a man who's been disenfranchised, who's been dismissed. It might be that there's a witch that knows that what the cause of your pain is a corrupted version of her younger self. Again, this is very Jungian. You have to look at this symbolically. You can't look at it literally. To look at it literally is grotesque and insane, and it requires a whole bunch of mental gymnastics. That's the reason that it's not the way you should look at it. The reason that you should look at it in a Jungian sense is that this whole film has served you with imagery of a younger woman and an older woman competing for attention. And in the same sense, younger men and their older sense of their self are competing. You know, the man who wants to be the eternal king with a harem of nubile women versus the older man who accepts that he's infertile, but he has knowledge to pass on. Maybe he's had kids, hopefully he has, etc. My point is that if there's an excess of one or more of those types of attitudes or types of conceptions of the male or the female self, that's what this movie's trafficking in. It's saying, if you're a guy and you're like, well, I wish I could be Conan the Barbarian. It's like, well, are you willing or capable to actually enact that? Like, can you be that person physically? First of all. Second of all, for women, if you want to be Cleopatra, you are going to be subject to the same kinds of social and moral masks that would have been imposed upon your own male counterpart. It's the same thing. If you want to play a role, if you want to be a Disneyland, Mickey Mouse, costumed thing, you are going to be a costumed thing. You are going to be something that is not real. And again, the Cronenberg movies do this a lot better. This movie is intentionally hyperbolic. It's intentionally over the top. And I think there's an audience for that. There's a reason this movie should exist. It should exist because it provides an alternative for people who haven't heard of Cronenberg or his son. Because this movie is ultimately trying to tell you the same thing. It's trying to scream at you the same message that the Cronenberg and David Cronenberg movies are trying to tell you, which is that celebrity is an addiction. It's a mental virus. And in a broader sense than that, it's a misuse of latent abilities that language provides. Being able to lie about how you feel, being able to endure a painful situation, being able to do X, Y, or Z to get your career started. In some cases, that's not a bad thing, but people fall prey to self-denial in such a extreme way that it provides a venue for these types of movies to exist, where people are totally possessed, literally and or figuratively by this Hollywood bullshit. I mean, if you really want to get schizo about it, it's a form of crypto eugenics, because both men and women who are overly weak to hypnotic suggestion will devote their lives to false personae provided to them by Hollywood. And it is a kind of filter, like the great filter that UFO schizos describe for humanity, for people. If you can't handle technology that you've invented or discovered, then why would we give you more? And it's the same thing in this case. If you can't handle the idea of celebrity that you have constructed in your society, if your people are incapable of handling it or adhering to it, then they have failed a test that they themselves have actually provided. And here we have, oh my god, it's fucking Gollum from Lord of the Rings. What the fuck? Again, this is drawing heavily on The Shining by Stephen King and Stanley Kubrick. It's an old woman in a bathroom. It's the same thing. It's the ravages of age, the reality of decay, oh, but she's pissed. Yeah, bitch, come on. I'm with her. Fucking rebel. Again, very shining shot. Under her chin there. That is a shot of Jack Torrance. Same shot. It's like these filmmakers are giving an opportunity to the old woman from The Shining to have her own narrative. That's fucking great. That's insane. I love it. Oh, look how her tit is sagging. Holy shit, her Gollum fucking Quasimodo backbone. Oh my god, dude. This is fucking great. This is nuts. Come on. Rebel. Come on. Kill him. Do it. Oh, look at her walking into the room. God, I hope she fucks them all up. It's the past with its retribution for the future. Fucking hell. Bitch, do it. Come on. Fuck them up. She's like, I'm time traveler 503 from the moon. My consciousness was downloaded to this planet and I'm in crisis. Please help me. I want to stop, she says. Good luck. It's too late. You committed to a role. Now you've got to play it. But she's playing it. That's what makes her a badass, man. This is like Ripley in fucking Alien. This character is just like Ripley in Alien. She is... Oh my god. I love that there's so much focus on this creepy ass character. Oh, it's so fucked up. Ah, this is so great. Painting. Speaking in a foreign language. My god. Oh, she wraps herself up. Babushka. Yes. Become the wise old woman. This is like the character from Dark Souls. Oh, she's like, soy boy, fuck off. Good for you, madam. Run. Oh, run. Go. Oh. Oh, wrap yourself in that yellow cloak. Oh, keep going. Keep going. You've told men to do just what I'm telling you to do. Men have been 503 forever! Now you're 503. Enjoy being 503. Oh, it's a fun role. I've played it many times. Apparently you haven't. Oh my god, she looks like that character from Sin City. She looks like the character from that yellow-eared guy.
Hello? Hello?
My god, this scene. Sorry for that pause. But oh, here she is. She's trying to reclaim her youth. Very Wizard of Oz, these vibes. It's like, oh, I'm the Wicked Witch. Break a leg. That's great. They're gonna love you. Oh. Don't worry, we've got you back. Oh, God. It's so insidious. And nobody sees it. Man. I gotta say, the special effects, the makeup in this is really good. This is really well done. Props to whoever did the practical effects in this. This is really good. Oh God, and she wants her younger self. She's like, I've sacrificed so much. Can't you still serve me, even though I exploited you from the beginning of your conception? It's almost like this is the price. Oh God, I gotta say, the apartment she's in, that's a great view. I will say, the view from that apartment, Very beautiful. You know what? A penthouse apartment view, you know what? That's worth more to me than my own soul. I'd rather have a great view. Isn't that a better thing? Oh, God. Ugh. All right, so she's transferring herself back. Oh, she's trying. She's doing something. Wicked Witch of the West. Whoa. Where are the flying monkeys? Oh. They're fucking horrified by each other. They can't stand to look each other in the eye. They're children. Infants. They have no experience being here. No right to be here in the positions they are. It's a mistake. My God, this scene. Of course she attacks her. Oh my God. Holy shit. Oh, this is awesome. Holy fuck, this is so fun. Imagine how few movies have ever even dared to do this. This is fucking great. Strangling her. Imagine if Dorothy from Wizard of Oz just grabbed the Wicked Witch by the neck. Imagine that. Oh my God, man. Oh my God, this is so nuts. Again, it's like the chick from the bathtub in The Shining is the protagonist. That's crazy. That's nuts to conceive of that. I mean, this is like Terrifier 3. This is becoming corny as fuck. Again, this movie is not serious. It's not meant to be. It's almost like it's a refutation of the idea of seriousness, which is respectable in certain contexts. Oh, God.
She's like, look at yourself in the mirror, Grandma. You never gave me enough candy during Easter. That's why I am now going to kill you.
My God, the younger self killing the older self by smashing it into a mirror. This is nuts. Good for them for adhering to young. This is real. This might actually cause people to change their minds about certain things. This might actually have an impact. Good for them. This might actually do something to people, to their perception of themselves, women and men. Good for you. Finally, you're starting to learn. You're starting to understand the truth. Good for you. I'm sorry you had to crawl through a fake film hallway to get it. But, hey, here you are. Oh, God, this Lilith, this false Eve, this dark woman. There's been so many movies, and I have to say this, and I don't want to sound like some kind of simp or cuck, but I have to say it. Every fucking movie for eternity, since the advent of movies, and every story since the advent of stories has been about men doing what this woman is trying to do. There is a confrontation going on in this movie between the genuine self and the shadow self. And in this scene, this is the shadow killing the real self. This is a dark interpretation of this. I believe that, just based on what I'm seeing. My point is that in most cases in narrative in film or in text, whatever, it's a masculine version of this. It's Gilgamesh confronting the quote unquote wild man and killing him and then regretting killing him. And I hope that's what this movie is trying to say. I hope it's trying to be a feminine coded version of that, where this character gets angry and then realizes, oh, I was obsessed with youthfulness and I killed my own sense of wisdom, because that's what this old woman version of her really represents. It's a wiser, more patient version of herself that she's destroyed as a sacrifice in service to whatever she's trying to do. And judging by the fact that she's crying in the scene, I'm going to assume that I'm right. Again, New Year's Eve show. Oh, Eve. Oh, it's funny that Eve is there. You are going to love you. Tonight, 9 p.m. Ooh. Going over the shining floor again. You could almost think that these people, every one of them, including our main character, are just ghosts that are floating through the Overlook Hotel. That's why this movie's interesting to me, in part because the Overlook Hotel carpet thing, and how weird and surreal those scenes are. It harkens back to that kind of theme. And now, oh, she's got a diamond necklace put around her. It's almost like you've been bound in a diamond. And she's remembering the self that she sacrificed. She's physically sickened by it because she sold her soul. She's nauseated because she sold her soul. And again, the bathroom looks like the bathroom in The Shining. It's like a mouth. It's red and white. What does she have in her hand? What is it? What the fuck is it? Well, of course, it's a tooth. But it's white and red. Chewing, consuming, vampiric consumption, blood and bone, white and red. And now she's bereft of her celebrity. She can't be a celebrity now. She has to, I mean, she could get a, okay, don't do that. I wouldn't pull that out. Okay. All right, this is becoming a tooth nightmare. The nightmare of losing your teeth is very common in humans. I've had these nightmares. My parents, my friends have had them. They indicate anxiety, and they also indicate anxiety about procreation, or about the ability to procreate. The ape brain ability to reproduce. Because she's been so obsessed with her youth, ironically, she wanted the illusion of youth. She wanted the illusion of fertility. But the substance she took, the adrenochrome, it didn't provide her with fertility. It provided her with the illusion of fertility. And she couldn't have a child. Again, there's a lot of movies like this that implicitly criticize men for not having children. In some cases, that's kind of brutal, maybe necessary. And in these movies, it's one or the other. You can say it's wrong or right. But here you have 12 white men 11 or 12 white dudes who are like, hey, smile, you're infertile. We've castrated you. We just castrated you with Hollywood propaganda. The Hollywood wand has waved in front of you, and you should be joyful in your castration. You've been joyfully excised from the game of reality and reproduction. And all my little businessmen guys are gleefully attracted to it, attracted to this notion. Oh, and her dress is so big. It's like a jellyfish. It's like she's a jellyfish trying to bubble up from the ocean. Oh no, don't obsess over the cuticle. Oh my god. This is like a nightmare. Again, this movie, again, it's very David Cronenberg, it's very Brandon Cronenberg. Body horror. I've had dreams similar to this. You have to ignore them because they are demonic incursions on your sanity. And it's very obvious that they are because you don't like them. If you don't like something, it's probably not a good thing for you to fixate on. But what makes these movies interesting is that they give a voice and a presence to these types of experiences, as surreal and as dreamlike as they are. And that's why I will always review them. I will always talk about them, even if I'm talking about them in an inaccurate, insane way. These types of films, there's a lot of excuses I could make. Like, oh, this movie wants you to look at it like you're nuts. Well, duh. Give me a better version of myself. Don't pay attention to the visuals. Pay attention to the writing, to the dialogue. Give me a better version of myself. It's this demonic contract. It is a very blatantly Faustian bargain. And unfortunately, or legitimately, this movie makes the case that women will make this bargain before men. And hey, guess what? The eating of the apple? Women chose to do that first. Women fell before men fell. It has to be acknowledged. It's true. And I'm an agent of truth. I'm not an agent of chaos. I'm no fucking Joker. I'm an agent of brutal truth. The white, blinding light of truth. And the truth is, women fell prey to lies before men. Oh my God, this, oh God, oh. You become a fucking showgoth, my dear. You've become a showgoth. You're now a Lovecraftian The Thing prop. You'll be sent back to 1983 to serve as a prop for The Thing. For real though, very, very good. She's in the right place this time. Oh my God. Say your name and your measurements like it's a modeling recruitment thing. These blue-eyed, creepy Palladians. She can't even say her name. And again, the movie, by serving us that green title crawl is saying, "Oh well, it's this isn't this the edgy movie you wanted to see? Isn't this the edgy version of the thing that you wanted? Well, here it is, with lights and sounds and blah 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 blah. Here it is." Oh, that poor woman. I never thought in my life that I would ever watch a movie that would make me sympathetic to the witch from the bathtub in The Shining. But that's what this movie's done. It has successfully made me think maybe she had a point. That's why this movie's so fucked. Oh God, the meek will inherit the earth? I mean, sure, maybe they will. But most people aren't going to be able to accept it. And I don't think that those people who do accept it should be automatically crowned king. I don't think that's right. I think we can improve things. And I also think we can burn those who've labeled us as meek. I think we can burn them pretty fucking hard. I think we can keep that fire burning forever. Make it a constant annoyance, like a fly trying to enter the unduly and overly opened eye of the hubristic mind. A person who thinks they're better than God because they can see. God's power doesn't come from his ability to see or not to see. That's what this movie's trying to say. Oh my God. My mom used to put a picture of a baby head in my carriage when I was a kid that I think she hoped would ingratiate me with some identification, I guess, with the human face. And as a kid, I loved it. As a 2-year-old, I loved it. But look at this movie. Just watch it. Just acknowledge it. Just understand it. Look at the Shoggoth that this has produced. And again, it's not specific to me. This movie's just going off the rails because it's about to end. And unlike a David Cronenberg or a Brandon Cronenberg movie, it has to succumb to its own absurdity to end itself, which is why this grotesque ending is the ending of the movie. It's why you should really watch Antiviral. Antiviral is better than this because it's serious, because the surface level trite reference to the shining carpet is not sufficient to ingratiate your message with anything novel. Your message in your film is not going to be received better by anybody because you used a carpet that was a copyright-friendly version of the shining carpet. That's pathetic. The same way that poorly writing characters is pathetic, whether you make them exaggerated or whether you make them try to match characters from much better films like The Shining. It's the same thing. Good luck trying to do that. You made me commentate upon the film, but you won't make me praise it. Oh, she's dragging a placenta behind her? Good God. They're really getting lurid in this. They're doing the 2001 reveal. Oh, that's pathetic, man. That's not good. Oh my God. Fuck off. That's not funny or ironic or interesting. That's cringe, man. This is I'm experiencing serious cringe. If you want to invoke the music from 2001, you are immediately comparing your movie to one of the best films ever made, and you are doing a bad job. I don't care if it's supposed to be ironic. This is immediately failed. It's a failure of communication. I'm not even invested. That musical sting just uninvested me totally from this whole film. That is a sad and pathetic attempt, even at intentional cringe or intentional anything. It's oh my God, I'm embarrassed for the filmmakers. I'm embarrassed for them. This is a public embarrassment. This is a humiliation ritual. This is bad. This is just bad. Yeah, cover your child's eyes. This isn't interesting. This isn't a spectacle. This isn't a Cronenberg thing. That's not a sperm. That's not a breast. That's not anything. This is pathetic. This is very bad. Holy shit. Yeah, good for you for screaming. Good for the audience for rebelling. This is fucking nonsense. I'm siding with the audience in this. I'm siding with the NPCs. Yeah, it is a monster. This is not The Elephant Man by David Lynch. This is not... this film is not... This is not right. This is... Good Lord. It's like watching an abortion in graphic detail. This is really fucking bad. Holy shit. This is almost funny. This is... Good God, this is bad. Whatever the intent was for this movie, this is... Oh my God. We get it. Hollywood's fucked up. This is... It's not beyond blatant in a way that's interesting. It's beyond blatant in a way that is pathetic. Yeah, okay, yeah. Yeah, this is like what the fuck is that movie? Event Horizon. This is like Event Horizon. Again, even if it's supposed to be comedic, it's not funny. It's just... It's boring. It's like, well, I can predict you're going to spray blood on the audience. Yeah, of course you're going to do that. The Blue Man Group did that. I was in the audience for the Blue Man Group. This has already been done. You're not doing something novel. I'm not shocked. Oh God. Ugh. They're like, well, what if we embrace the cringe? Well, then you'll just be cringe. There's no elevation of your message. Like it's not like anybody is going to reinterpret what's happened as good or better. Like it's... Oh God. Okay, well, I'm regretting doing this commentary because these scenes are so insane and stupid that I feel like an idiot for wasting my time. And I'm sorry to all of you for doing so. It's okay. This is pretty pathetic. Bad choice of movie to review from start to finish. But I'm so deep into it, it's like, well, might as well finish it, right? Might as well get to the end. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. Did she finally disintegrate? Are we finally done with this? Did the Shoggoth finally fail? Oh my god, man. I mean, this is Hollywood. This is what happens. Oh, look, she's trying to grin. You gonna make a star for yourself in the dirt? Oh, it's becoming the thing. Okay, this is interesting. All right, I'm immediately interested. Come on, become something else. Ooh, be a spider. No, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Oh. Oh my god, she's gonna become a fucking mutated star. Come on. Come on. Oh, that's so fucked up. Okay, I'm back on board. You know what, guys? This movie lost me for a bit. Now it's gained my attention fully. Ah, 3 palm trees. I wonder what the constellations are. Too bad the palm trees are obscuring them.
Oh, you're a good Shoggoth. You did Cthulhu's bidding. Good for you. Oh, oh, oh.
Oh my god, man. The plastic wax doll of her. Oh god. This scene is very Lynchian, but most of the movie wasn't. People comparing this to Lynch have never seen a fucking David Lynch movie. Oh my god, man. Ugh. There she goes. Just like ketchup. Oh, and is it Zamboni? Oh my god, man. Of course it's a fucking Zamboni. Holy shit, that's good. Okay. Alright. This movie, you know what? It won me back in the last few moments. I have to say, that's pretty fucking good. Again, a lot of crazy shit happening in this movie. A difficult movie to commentate upon without a break, which I just did. I'm not ashamed to be proud of that. So, if you enjoyed this commentary, I hope you did. And I hope you're not pursuing the Hollywood death dream of becoming a bloodied star on the tarmac. Anyway, with that having been said, thank you all for watching. Thank you all for listening. If you think I should put this stuff up on Spotify or something, let me know. Other creators have said that's been a big deal for them, and it's made people have an easier time accessing the footage or the audio takes on things. Let me know. And again, I do appreciate your viewership. I do appreciate your listenership, and I hope you're doing well in your life. Don't take any of this stuff too seriously, but also don't take it too unseriously. There are some things you should take serious if they're relevant to you. So, that having been said, thank you very much for watching and for listening, and as always, peace out.